He never stepped foot in law school, never interned at a blue-chip agency. Rich Paul was just a hustler from Cleveland, flipping throwback jerseys out of his trunk. Today, he runs the NBA's most feared agency. He got Anthony Davis traded mid-contract. He built a power structure so influential, some execs call it a shadow league. This isn't just about basketball. This is about how a street-smart kid hacked America's most elite sport and made billionaires play his game. This is how Klutch Sports hijacked the NBA. Chapter 1. From trunk salesman to inner circle. Akron Canton Airport, 2002. A private jet rolls to a stop. Inside is 17-year-old LeBron James, already a national sensation. As he steps off the plane, one man catches his eye. A Warren Moon jersey. Not just any jersey, an ultra-rare throwback LeBron had searched for. "Where'd you get that?" he asks. The man flashes a smile. "I got more in the trunk. Come check it out." That man was Rich Paul, 21 years old, self-made, and already hustling vintage gear across Cleveland. LeBron didn't just buy a jersey that day. He bought into Rich. That encounter launched a friendship and a business alliance that would soon shake the foundations of professional sports. Paul became part of LeBron's inner circle, known as the Four Horsemen. That group included LeBron James, the generational talent; Randy Mims, his longtime friend and logistics wizard; Maverick Carter, a childhood friend and marketing mastermind who would later help create Spring Hill Entertainment; Rich Paul, the future super agent. While most agents wore suits and hung Ivy League diplomas, Rich was getting a PhD in LeBron James. "Most agents go to law school," Paul would later say. "I went to LeBron James University." As LeBron signed with super agent Leon Rose at CAA, Paul went too. Not as a client, but as a silent apprentice. He watched every negotiation, every loophole, every lie. And he noticed something else. Most agents were just glorified middlemen. He wanted more than commissions. He wanted control. He wasn't there to watch the game. He was learning how to run the league, and he was almost ready to make his first move. Chapter 2. Klutch is born. The empire begins. In 2012, the game changed. LeBron, now an NBA champion, stunned the sports world by leaving CAA, not to join a bigger agency, but to follow his friend. Rich Paul launched Klutch Sports Group from scratch with LeBron as client number one. "It looked like a favor," one NBA executive later said. "It turned out to be a revolution." Klutch didn't operate like anyone else. They didn't just negotiate salaries, they engineered power moves. Paul prioritized leverage over loyalty, fit over franchise tradition. Within a year, Paul had signed Eric Bledsoe, Tristan Thompson, and more. The NBA establishment barely noticed until the players started calling the shots. Meanwhile, Maverick Carter was building Spring Hill Entertainment, controlling media narratives around their circle. Klutch wasn't just an agency, it was the front office, the press office, and the brand strategy, all rolled into one. The old guard felt it. Something new was rising, and it didn't ask for permission. The NBA just didn't know it yet, but its days of calling the shots were over. Chapter 3. The AD trade that broke the league. January 2019. The NBA receives shockwaves. Anthony Davis wants out of New Orleans, with 1.5 years left on his contract. But it wasn't AD making the announcement, it was Rich Paul. "Anthony wants to be traded to a team that gives him a consistent chance to win," he told ESPN. Translation: get him to Los Angeles. New Orleans pushed back. Fans revolted. But Klutch had flipped the script. Players didn't just request trades anymore. They demanded them, through press releases, through social media, through Paul. "It was hostage negotiation," said a former Pelicans exec. By summer, the Pelicans caved. AD was a Laker. Owners were furious. One GM put it bluntly. It was the first time an agent made a trade happen with a press release. Klutch had crossed the line no one had dared touch, and they weren't done. If one press release could break a franchise, what would Klutch try next? Quick reminder, if you're enjoying this deep dive into NBA power and the deals behind the scenes, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We've got even more coming your way. Chapter 4. The pushback begins. August 2019. The NCAA proposes a new rule. All agents representing college players must have a 4-year degree. The media dubs it the Rich Paul rule. Paul fires back in The Athletic with a scathing op-ed. Does having a degree mean you're qualified to guide young athletes, or just that you're part of a club? Public pressure mounts. Within days, the NCAA backs off. But the war isn't over. Klutch starts repping NFL stars, like Chase Young and Myles Garrett. They bring on Nicole Lynn, the first black woman to rep a Super Bowl QB. They ink a deal with UTA, placing Paul on the board of one of Hollywood's biggest agencies. He isn't just an agent now. He's a gatekeeper to branding, film, and fame. But cracks show. Nerlens Noel sues Paul, claiming $58 million in lost earnings. The suit is dismissed, but the whispers begin. Rich only wins because of LeBron, grumble rival agents. Take him out and Klutch falls. But Klutch is now 30-plus players deep. The tentacles are everywhere. Even owners start to panic. By the time the league realized what Klutch had become, it was already too late. Before we dive into the next part, here's something that could seriously level up the way you invest. If you're looking for professional-grade insight, not social media hype, you need to check out Seeking Alpha. Their Alpha Pick service gives you 2 hand-picked stocks every month with a proven history of strongly outperforming the market. These aren't random tips. They're backed by data-driven analysis and real performance. Want proof? Click the link in the description to see the track record for yourself. While you're there, you can also unlock a free trial and special discount on Seeking Alpha Premium, giving you full access to expert articles, quant ratings, and serious investor tools. Both offers are exclusive to this channel and available for a limited time. Click the link now to get started, and let's get back to the story. Chapter 5. The league can't stop him now. Today, Klutch controls over $1.4 billion in NBA contracts. Their clients dominate all-star games, Olympic teams, and media headlines. Need an endorsement? Klutch calls Nike. Need a feature? Spring Hill calls ESPN. Need a trade? Paul makes a phone call, and teams scramble. One owner admitted anonymously, "We used to worry about super teams. Now it's super agents, and that's worse." Klutch's influence even derailed the Bucks' Bogdan Bogdanovic deal in 2020. The trade collapsed amid tampering rumors. Klutch fingerprints suspected, never proven. Draft prospects now angle to join Klutch. GMs fear leaks. Owners whisper about shadow control. But here's the twist. Paul also opened doors. He shattered the gatekeeping model. Since Klutch's rise, the number of black agents in the NBA has more than tripled. "He changed the mold," said one young agent. "He showed you don't need country clubs or case law, just guts." The question now, is this still the NBA or the Klutch Basketball Association? Either way, Rich Paul doesn't just have a seat at the table, he owns the table. And if you want a bite to eat, you better call Klutch first. I'm John, and this is The Max Deal, where we tell the untold stories of power, money, and strategy behind the game. If you're ready to see the NBA like you've never seen it before, stick around, because this is just the beginning. Next time on The Max Deal, the sneaker deal that saved Nike and made Jordan a god. Nike was collapsing. Jordan didn't even want to sign. But a $250,000 gamble didn't just save a company, it created an empire and turned a rookie into a global god. If you think Rich Paul changed the NBA, wait until you see how Michael Jordan redefined business itself. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you don't miss it.